Hi guys, it's Becca, and welcome to another episode of Becca's Backyard, where I tell you my inside thoughts outside. Um, this week, wow, I have so much to talk about, and yet I don't want to make a long video, so I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on for me right now. Woke up this morning, and I had a sensory hangover. I wasn't at all surprised. It's been this week was an incredibly stressful week. I had a fundraiser, an event that I was putting together, had family visiting this weekend, and lots of good things, but still a lot of sensory. So like what people often don't talk about is the other side of sensory. So like the good side of sensory. When you have sensory processing disorder or you have just sensory sensitivities, I always say, I hear and I see and all of these things at like 11, which is of course a movie reference, but I see things and hear things that are really extreme. So that means when it's really negative noises and noises that I don't particularly like or are painful to me, it's like a negative experience and it's really, really bad. But the other side of sensory is when you see or hear or taste or smell something that is really good. So when things are good for people, when you have sensory sensitivities, they're really good. So like our goods, I know I have smelled good smells and I smell them on another level that other people smell them too. So I know I've smelled really good things. So that's the other side of it all. But regardless of which sensory you're doing, sensory hangover, right? Still can't turn out the white noise, still can't stop all the other sensory from happening. And it's still a lot for my brain to process in a like super short amount of time, or very close together and all those things. So I had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all, a lot of social, but fun social for me, with people I enjoy spending time with. Did some hiking and walking and off-roading, also really fun for me, really enjoy it, but again, lots of sensory, right? So regardless of how good that sensory is, I always feel like I get the sensory hangover almost because my brain also has all that white noise and I don't have the ability to shut it out. So it's kind of all being filtered through the day after, like what to keep and what not to keep in terms of memory, experience, etc. That's how I explain it to people. So when you're talking to people who have sensory difficulties, remember to ask them about the good things. Ask them what they love to listen to and why, or what smells they enjoy the most, that kind of stuff, because it's also interesting to experience that part of our sensory system. So that was one thought about that. Here's my other thought I was thinking about. Read a really great piece this week by Judy Endow. I don't know if you guys know her, but if you don't, Google her after you finish watching this. She wrote a fantastic piece on autism as a disability versus a difference. I don't remember if that's the exact title, so please don't get on me if I'm misquoting. I don't have it in front of me, and again, I don't edit these videos. But it was a great article because it really puts into perspective the idea that sometimes I feel disabled by my autism, and sometimes I just feel different. Sometimes it makes me different, and that's it. And so it got me thinking about the times when I feel disabled versus the times when I feel different, and what makes those things, what makes that experience different. And so I guess for me, when I'm home, I don't feel disabled. I've kind of built my life now with coping mechanisms, with good coping mechanisms, with plans and procedures that I put into place, schedules and routines. And, I've had to incorporate another person, my husband, into all that. And we've, I've worked at kind of not being disabled at home, not being disabled by my lifestyle. One of the things that I did in an effort to do that is move out here to Colorado. I'm originally from New York, which you might hear the accent. And so, yeah, that was, something, the sensory is really overwhelming in New York, and it was really impeding on my ability to live life. And so I changed it. And it's taken a lot of years to get to a place where I can change that. But it was worth it, because here I am 6 years after my diagnosis, and my life is entirely different. I mean, I don't recognize myself on most days, and I don't think I'm the same person that I was, and I don't ever want to go back to that place. So, you know, I think if I can move my life around a little bit so I'm feeling different more of the time instead of disabled more of the time, that would be fantastic. If having supports to help you through your challenges didn't mean being disabled. And that kind of stuff would be huge. But then I also have to think about the times when I do very much feel disabled, when I've been overwhelmed by a lot of negative sensory stuff and I can't function and I freeze or become mute. That happens too. Or I go and I have a meltdown, and of course there's the ever-dreaded shutdown and burned out and all of the other scary things that come when you ignore the little warnings. Yeah, so there are definitely times, and so I think I'm going to be paying a little bit more attention to that. And not just for me, but for other people too. What makes them feel disabled, right? What are the things, the little things we could be doing that are do no harm type items, which are, you know, really what we should be going for, you know? Most of the time, if you accommodate people's needs, you accommodate more than one person's needs. And as long as you're not harming other people or keeping other people from doing what they need to do, it's usually a pretty good system. So that's something I'm thinking a lot about this week. Thank you, Judy. It was a really great piece. Please, guys, go read it. And so those were sort of my two big thoughts from this weekend, as I'm trying to get my brain to kind of process through all the stuff I don't need from this weekend. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Oh, and before I forget, United for Communication Choice t-shirt. It came, you guys. I love it. It's not only sensory fantastic because it's soft and it's light and all of those wonderful things. It's a great color that came in. But it lets me finally support the part of our community that uses devices to communicate, because those are my people. Those are my friends. They're my tribe mates. They're my whatever we want to call ourselves as a group. But I don't, you know, I think as a group we don't draw lines in that way. And sometimes we're kept separated. And you know, just because I can speak doesn't make me any less autistic, and the ability not to speak certainly doesn't make anybody else less valid. And so, yay, it came, you guys, and I love it, and I'm wearing it, and I'll post a picture. I'll make Antonio put on his, and we'll post a picture together. But I wanted to wear it for the video because it finally got here. So, yeah, you guys, freedom of speech isn't just for the speaking. If you guys can, please support United for Communication Choice. Really, really important to kind of align the two parts of our community that have been separated by the ability to speak. So thank you so much, you guys, for listening this week. I wish I had something more exciting to say, but the brain's a little slow today. Apologize for that. But I hope you'll keep watching. I'm having a really fun time with these videos, and I love connecting with you guys, so please keep leaving the comments. Please let me know you're watching so I don't stop if you like them. Have a great week, you guys. I'll see you next time.